StrawTalk.
Check, check, check.
Okay. All right.
We got a new intro song this week. It's Junior, All in My Bag.
They got me feeling, yeah. They got me feeling the weight. They don't really see me, wanna be me, you don't wanna be. What you really want, it ain't free, what does that mean? Saying cash stream, gotta catch me, they gonna spit in my face. They can't let a homie dream true, whether that team rapping blue and black seems you gonna defeat you. When you wanna meet, dude, people, no, we never bring that debate. Phone call, wait, yo. Let me get it right back on the right track. When I go fast, they already know your boy's finna last. Finna get it back, finna blast. I ain't really been around since like last week, but you know I'm right back at this. I can't get never gonna cap me like caffeine. Even Morgan, call me captain, so where you laughing? They ain't never seen a kid in action. I ain't acting, even Ashton gonna adapt me, cause I cut the beat like a butcher. I'll take a tea with no sugar. She got 2 margaritas with something on the rim. Now she dancing on me with the hook. She my queen and a freak in the sheet. She be all that I want and she all that I need. Behind every man there's a woman that's peacefully bringing him up when she down on her knees. She's true, and I'm sure to pay it forward. First thing in the morning, right now I'm locking it down. Ain't nobody stopping me now. And if you be willing to ride, then throw your hands up to the clouds. I got a style, I bet my choose, and I make them smile with my stupid movements. Sit down a while and watch me maneuver. I promise you'll like it, you'll see what I'm doing.
Welcome to StrawTalk, everybody.
You know I like to keep it on the down low, even though we sitting high up in the clouds though. You been around the wrong kind of crowd, bro. Feel like everybody waiting on my downfall. I know it's stupid, but I'm getting lucid. I'll go get my license on making this music. Don't know what my life is, but know that I'm junior. Might take me a few years, but I'll keep it moving. I dice it up if you know me, that's true shit. I'm nice enough, I got homies to prove it. My Nikes are scuffed, but I love that it's shoe fit. I wipe up the dust and I tighten them up, then I loosen them back just a little. Like how I walk with the swag. Feel like I'm all in my bag. Want me to drop this? I got a few options. I throw it in all that I have. Homie, you know that's a promise. Got me a box and I locked it. I conquered my monsters. I had to let go of my past, so I smoke on my grass. Never wanna be the kind of guy that loses, kind of nuisance. Take it crucified. You asking who am I? It's do or die for you. Tonight I'll leave you alive.
Hey.
All right. Hey, shout out to Junior for the new intro song for the week.
We are live, baby. And we are here
What up?
tonight with Joshua Crum, J Crum. How we doing tonight? Say hi to everybody.
Good. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
Feel free to hit us with them heart reacts if you can hear us. If we've gotten this far and we're still watchable, throw a heart react at us because we're out here trying pretty hard.
We need some hearts. We need some love.
We know y'all heard of J Crum. Yeah, we got J Crum on our show. We did that. Then we just end it.
Thanks for coming.
All right, like, we don't want to push it any further, man. Like, fucking good run. Part 2 tomorrow. No, but we do want to apologize for last night and also just say thank you to everyone that's been so graceful, like while we have been trying to figure everything out. We're excited to be doing this, and we're going to do a good job, and we're excited to provide a platform for artists, just like always. That's kind of always our goal. Modest K, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm super excited about the new setup.
Me too.
So
I'm excited for everything happening right now. I'm going to take a second just to look at the comments and all that. What up, Leah? What up, Junior?
yeah, what
Matt?
up, everybody?
You could always just keep on hearting. There's
Heart
always
harder.
more hearts to give.
It says heart harder.
You could always heart a little harder.
Oh, that's awesome.
So tonight we do have actually I wanted to talk about our intro song for just a second.
Yeah.
We started with Pharaoh the Earthworm as our first week's intro song.
We did.
Somebody who we met personally. That's kind of how this is going to go. The second week that we're starting out with is going to be Junior. That All in My Bag song, it just kind of riles me up.
Yeah, I really like it.
So if it's something riles me up, I might just pick it as my intro song. And if you're cool with it, then we're just going to rock with it. Maybe we'll have a J Crum song next week.
That'd be really cool.
So greetings and salutations, everybody. Say what up to J Crum. Get your questions ready. We do have some fan questions already.
We do have
but
fan
we do
questions
appreciate your
that we'll do.
participation. So
Yes.
if you have a chance, go and slap a share. Let your friends know that we're doing a J Crum interview and we're playing music and that we're doing cool shit over here. So J Crum, how you been, man?
Man, good, man. Staying busy. But for the most part, I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. How about you guys?
We've been good, man.
Pretty much the same.
We just, I like,
We've been
it
really
seems
busy.
like no matter what the environment, I could create the chaos that I find to be the
Yeah.
home that I love.
You thrive in that though. It feels like
That's true. That's true.
like your if everything is just like, all right, let's create some chaos. Let's create some.
Right.
I think
No,
beautiful things are created out of chaos.
Yeah, absolutely,
Agreed.
absolutely.
And
You stumble upon things that like you're actually good at, and you know, you find stuff within yourself that's like you didn't know it was there. So
right,
For sure.
definitely. I think I remember the first time I ever seen you perform. The way I remember it, maybe I'm wrong because I'm getting old, but I remember watching you perform. I think it was at the Slowdown, and
Yeah.
I remember sticking around and kind of being away from my group a little bit and waiting for you to get off stage just so I could probably say not a whole lot at all. Something like, wow, I liked your energy, like, or, you know, like, you're dope, or, you know, like, I don't know. I've always put myself in the situation, even if I don't have something to say. I think it's cool when you're able to praise another artist, another man, and you know, without nothing to gain either.
I think it's cool to allow yourself to be a fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
You can be an artist and a fan all at once.
You can.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
Don't forget
That
it.
is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. People lose sight of that.
go play your friends' music. Have that shit playing in the background. Don't just do it when you pull up to smoke weed with them to look cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
We always
fucking-
preach that. We always talk about like listen to your friends' music, always stream it. Like we constantly have playlists going that have local artists on them. That's like
Definitely.
pretty much all we listen to.
I mean, there's not much other. I mean, there's lots out there, obviously, which
For
almost
sure.
because there's so much, it makes it easier to just concentrate on the people that we know personally and that growth that we can give by supporting.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
So I remember, and the first, I think the first live song that I remember where I actually was like, oh, okay, this is like something I look forward to seeing again. I got to see it live a few times. Was the song Mercy. Now,
Mercy,
Oh, yeah.
that was like kind of
Yeah.
like, I mean, that was pretty known there for a minute. What do you say?
Yeah. That was
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
think we had to lose J. Crum for a minute, but he'll be back.
he did tell us ahead of time that he might be getting a phone call during this, guys. So we're just gonna keep grooving with.
Should we play it?
Yeah, that's what we'll
Let's-
do. So
Let's
we're,
play Mercy.
We're gonna go ahead and play the song Mercy, because what I was leading into is I was gonna tell him is I want you guys to have the same first impression that I had, and that was the song Mercy. So we're gonna go ahead and play that right now.
All right, here we go.
Mercy said no, dog, I got him, I won't let him go. Mercy said no, dog, I got him, I won't let him go. Mercy said no, dog, I
Slap some heart reacts if the sound sounds okay.
Blessed be the Lord, for he has heard the voice of my pleas for mercy. The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts and I am helped. My heart exalts and with my song I
Let us know
give
if
thanks to
everything
him.
sounds okay on
Let's
you
go.
guys then.
Hey.
Almost lost my life in 03. Near fatal sickness had a hold of me. But mercy told it to let go of me. Now grace has got me where I'm supposed to be. Now I got is really good in everything that I
Go
got.
ahead.
I retain every leave in the spot. If you ever hear a scream that I lean on the rock, I mean anything that I need.
Welcome back.
Hey Josh, what's up?
He's God. Same one split season of rock. Trip by the seas, receive no defeat. My king keeps me against a lot. The oddity of my odyssey is he changed every part of me.
All
All right, everybody. I just want to let you guys know that we do have Josh back with us. Josh,
We do have Josh.
what we went ahead and did was went straight into the Mercy Jam, but what we're going to take a step back now that we have
Okay.
you with us, and I just want you to kind of tell us about that song, how it came to be, and would you label that as like your like local hit that you've had?
Yeah, I think that was the first one that like made a lot of people pay attention.
Okay.
And like not even just locally. I feel like that was like the song that like kind of I don't know, helped me like in a sense break out. I don't think I've broken out yet, but I think in a sense it was like it made people be like, oh, okay, what's this dude talking about? So
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
That I mean, I've been right up front during that song while you've been stomping around, and it's an experience, man. You in front of that live band like that. I don't know if I've heard it without the live band, but that I don't want to. I don't think because that full experience. If you ever get a chance, man, if you're at a J Crum show and you didn't hear Mercy, start yelling at him for it. He'll play it. But we're gonna go ahead and play that track now, Josh. Just like we said, you'll hear us kind of talking during it, but you won't hear the music. Everyone, we do appreciate you joining us. Don't be scared to keep slapping them heart reacts. We'll keep messing up the algorithm. Share it to your groups. Get your questions ready. We appreciate you.
Alright, I'm trying to bring it. I'm trying to bring it back.
We're gonna try to. We gotta restart it here. So just
I
one
don't
second.
want to restart it like that. Hang on one quick second here. There we go. But then I gotta bring it back up.
We're learning over here.
No,
So.
that's not gonna do it. It's so sensitive. Okay.
Cool. All right, enjoy. This is Mercy. Go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube, his Facebook, all of that right now.
For he has heard the voice of my pleas for mercy. The Lord is my strength and my shield. In him my heart trusts and I am helped. My heart exalts and with my song I give thanks to him. Let's go! Almost lost my life in 03. Near fatal sickness had a hold of me. But mercy told it to let go of me. Now grace has got me where I'm supposed to be. Now I got is really getting everything that I got. I'm redeemed, never leaving the spot. If you ever hear a scream that I lean on the rock, I mean anything that I need, he has got it. He has got it. He has got it. Same one split scenes with a rod. Took my disease, received no defeat. My king keeps me against a lot. The oddity of my odyssey is he changed every part of me. There's a lowly wicked sinner, but somehow the king acknowledged me. I'm set apart in royalty, but submitted to his sovereignty. Lord, I'm finding solace when I honor you with all of me. So 1,000 fall out at your side by his grace we survive. They say we're supposed to be here, and we're finding all refuge in the Christ, screaming out he's alive. They say we're supposed to be here, but mercy said no. Told I got him, I won't let him go. Mercy said no.
Much love, y'all.
I won't let him go. Mercy said no. Told I got him, I won't let him go. No, I won't let him go. No, I won't let him go. Mercy said no.
Who has seen this live? Let us know.
Almost lost my life in 88. By his sovereign hand, I'm here today. Because of who he is, he's getting on my praise. And though he's let me, bro, me trusting him with everything. That mean I'm never giving in, bro. Never giving him up, no. Pass it on the rock like I give a go. Give me both, really go. Break out through the city, though. People gotta hear me, yo.
The video's super solid, too.
Go show some love on this video. Say that StrawTalk sent you.
It's a good piece of work.
They say we're supposed to be here, and we're finding all refuge in the Christ, screaming out he's alive. They say we're supposed to be here, but mercy said no. Told I got him, I won't let him go. Mercy said no. Told I got him, I won't let him go. Mercy said no. Told I got him, I won't let him go. No, I won't let him go. No, I won't let him go. Lord, your mercy always working makes me raise my hands. Mercy, mercy, undeserving, I know you ever planned. I'm searching these mountains and valleys, these highways and alleys to free me from bondage. I hate it, I love it, I want it, I'm crazy, whatever you call it. This figure is stuck in my vision, these images as you can see, I have fallen.
Yes.
Moments of the night time, I'm slipping, I'm sipping, I'm distance away from my colleagues. Lord, put your mercy on me. Lord, put your mercy on me. I'm giving
Can't quite hear you. It's almost the end of the song, though.
my life is ready to wreck. Can't get it, knows how to mess. But I heard that you could deliver me from the vicinity of all of my stress. Lord, take this over my flesh. I need you, Lord, I confess. I cover my sin, I'm letting you in, it's yours, I'm one of the left. Take this over my flesh. I need you, Lord, I confess. I cover my sin, I'm letting you in, it's yours, I'm one of the left. So 1,000 fall out at your side, by his grace we survive. They say we're supposed to be here, and we're finding all refuge in the Christ.
J. Crum on that one, man.
Shout out.
That song is
That's
sick.
so dope.
Dude.
I appreciate it.
Super
Man,
hard.
it was like 105 degrees on that day.
Oh my gosh.
Of course it was, man.
It was so hot.
I think when we filmed Show Off, it was like the windiest day of the year.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty lit. That's so funny.
It actually helped my flow though. It filled in some awkward gaps. You know what I mean? Like.
There was like a bunch of takes we could have used because by the time we got to the end of the shoot, bro, I had sweated through all my clothes.
I bet, man.
It was all bad, bro.
I've seen you on a hot lookout stage before, man. It's
yeah.
Us big guys, when we start going, man, there ain't no going back.
Oh my gosh,
But,
that's so funny.
So I always think, I mean, people have songs and as they progress as artists, it's like when you talk about your older music, some people are like, don't listen to that though, or sometimes they'll even like, they'd rather you hear about something they're going to do rather than like what they actually have out there that's like you can touch with your hands. So to have a track like that in your your repertoire, you know what I mean, like that's got to feel good, man. I feel like it's timeless.
For sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope.
While it's right here, someone said, how old is J. Crum?
I'm 31.
J. Crum is 31 years old.
31 years old.
We're the same age.
Yeah, we're right about the same age.
What am I, 32?
Yeah, you're 32.
I'm 32.
I'm 32.
Yeah, I turn 32 next week.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude.
Happy
early birthday, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm about to turn 33.
Or this week. I'm sorry, not next week. This week.
This week.
Saturday.
Man.
See,
This darn pandemic, it's just like everybody's
happens,
forgetting what day it is.
It's the time, like I'm forgetting everything already, man.
Right.
Man.
We're on the same thing. I bought a calendar today, just like we just keep writing things like every time I go to Walmart, I come back with like some sort of just remember where you're at material.
Right.
Man, look at these. Look
How
at the
many
notes I got
notebooks?
for tonight, man. I had to get like different colored markers and shit just to like. When the world starts losing its structure a little bit, you got to create your own, I guess. So,
yeah.
Again, shout out to everyone that's with us. We got a nice little crowd here. We are going to be uploading this to YouTube, so we'll go ahead and say shout out to our YouTube listeners.
Shout out
and
to the playback from
thank you
YouTube.
for watching our first interview that we're going to have available with this.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
hopefully we can look back on this and everything else here and have you back here in a few months and kind of show you where we progressed.
Cool.
But
yeah, man.
So
This is dope. I like it.
I'm gonna have you just kind of. I mean, anyone could read your bio. Like you've done a lot. I just want you to in like a minute or two, just give us a little bit of a feel in your own words of like who is J. Crum, like a little bit of your origin. If you wanted me to, if you met me and you wanted me to know who you were, and I was walking away in 2 minutes, what would you tell me?
Oh man, I'm always terrible with this question, man. I'm always like, and I should be used to answering it, but I never really know what to say. But I would say, for me, I'm a person who just wants to make an impact. So whether that be through music, whether that be through a one-on-one conversation, whether that be through, my platform or whatever, I want to be able to try to make an impact. And so, so I think that's what motivates me. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that comes out in different,
of course,
aspects of what I do. But, but
how
really,
old were you when you started rapping?
I was 15.
15. And did you know right away you wanted to be an MC? That you wanted to get good at it?
Yeah. This is kind of a crazy story. So when I was 15, I got really sick, bro. I had this brain infection.
Okay.
So I got this brain infection at 15. Like, it almost killed me, bro. I was there's a root. They never really narrowed down what it was, but it was really similar to like West Nile.
Oh wow.
So
sheesh.
Yeah. So I had like fluid on my brain, and it was bad. So I ended up going to the hospital. I was in the hospital for like two months. But I missed an entire semester of school. But what they ended up doing was sending a nurse to my house. Okay. And so that got me caught up like on my grades, but I got further ahead. And so when I went back to school, my mom wouldn't let me get an early out because she thought I was gonna get in trouble because I was, you know, I wasn't the what most behaved kid, right?
Right.
And so, because she's right, I would have got in trouble. But
moms know best.
So right. So so I had to have 3 study halls. So I have 3 study halls. I was a pretty smart kid, so like I was ahead. You know, I had my grades were fine. All my homework was done. So like I had 3 study halls to basically like just either sleep, goof around, or find something to do. So
Nice.
so what I did was I would go home. I would download beats from SoundClick. I don't know if you remember SoundClick.
Yeah.
So I would download beats from SoundClick, burn them onto a CD, and I would bring my little CD player and put my headphones. This is before like
Yeah.
and I would and that's how I started writing music.
Okay.
And, so I just started, I started trying to be brave. I went to like little circles where kids were rapping and stuff, and I would jump in there and test my 16 to see if it hits. And yeah, man. And so after I started getting some good reactions and stuff, like there was a guy that I met that heard my older guy. And he kind of mentored me, and he took me to the studio and he paid for all my studio time.
That's what's up.
So I dropped my first mixtape when I was a senior in high school.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, selling it in the hallways and stuff like that. And so
was it selling?
So it was doing all right, man.
Okay.
I don't know, I was doing all right.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, I missed out on that, like any of that experience as an artist, to be like, to be in there as youth, with the whole world in front of you, and to be choosing to create that art. Now, I call myself an old man, I realize what a fertile, beautiful place for your mind to be making art, So I envy those that had to, prefrontal lobe that got to be part of art and do music and were involved in that.
I'm the same. I was a late bloomer, but I guess I did write poetry when I was like in high school. But aside like music though, late bloomer.
Yeah, they said I don't know how true this is, but this is what my mom said. She said like when she was talking to the doctor, I had to relearn how to use my brain because of the injury.
Oh.
So I wasn't super as far as being able to put words together and stuff like that. I wasn't really great at that pre whatever that situation was.
Okay.
It wasn't until after I had relearned some things where like being able to make music was a bigger talent for me. So I don't know how like whatever, but this is what the doctor told my mom. So.
I believe that, anytime that you have something that deals with your brain, man, that it has a chance to change you forever. And they I've seen news articles where it's like a classic, is it someone who plays the violin? They'll like play the violin while they're getting brain surgery. So it's like they retain the skill that they have, like that level of talent.
Yeah.
But just the brain's very tricky. So that's cool though. I mean, it sucks that you got sick like that, but at the same time, like it's weird and fascinating that allowed your brain to kind of click in a different way to become like the creative J. Crum that you are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's dope.
So one thing that me and you, we run into each other. We've ran into each other for 5 years. You've always been like multi-tooled, multifaceted. Your brand is like very much your own, always, and everything you're involved with is like in reflection of you and your brand, which is, I think everyone should be like that. Being able to say no, making the right connections rather than the many connections is important. And I just feel like me and you can kind of relate to that a little bit, to when you're this involved, when you're dealing with the art and the business side on so many angles. It gives you power to do what you want to do with yourself, but it also the ability to get burnt out. Have you dealt with that a little bit?
Yeah, I deal with it a lot. My wife, because I don't ever recognize it, so my wife is great at seeing it and being like, "Yo, fool, you need to pull back, you need to chill."
That's what's up.
Yeah, because I'll be, I'll just I can get like that because I don't know, man. I'm very I get tunnel vision. I'm very like I get very, very focused to my own detriment sometimes.
Right.
To the point where it's like I forget about the people around me, or I forget about like enjoying present moments,
right,
or even celebrating current victories.
Right.
Is tough for me because I'm always like, yeah, but I know there's another level. I know there's another level.
Absolutely.
I know I got, and so, yeah. So that's why like even when I find out people are like, if people are hating or people are like even envious of some of the things I'm doing, I'm like, why? Because in my mind I'm like, yo, like there's another level. But I think also like when I switch the perspective, and that's what helps me. I need to keep a healthy perspective because I'm sure if I feel like this, wherever I'm trying to get to next, they feel the same way.
Right.
So it's like I have to learn to find my satisfaction in something other than just the next level or just in what I can attain, because there's always another level and you're never going to be satisfied. So
absolutely. You know what I found like that like similar the feel with what I do, to where it's you know, I've had people refer to my own success, not realizing what that entails, you know, and that it's you know, to me, it is success because I'm doing what I love. But it's in the classic senses of finances and, you know, like struggle and all of that. People don't realize what it takes. You know, they see me and taking pictures of a crowd. I might have lost money. You know, everyone else around me, this is big lit. But which, you know, that's kind of why I've become a person that I can, like, I've always been able to enjoy the little things. But I hold on to like the boring factor. I'm like, even every show, I love the consistency. You know, I can't level up all the time, but I can be like, damn, another one ran on time.
On time every time. Like that, we take pride in that.
I don't know if my team really.
No, that's big. That's big, especially for hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
For a show to run on time.
Yeah.
I just believe in like the consistency of it. Like anybody can trick somebody through the door one time, but can you like build a relationship, and will they come back, you know, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? And that's where you get it. And that's where you can't pull that bullshit. That's where you have to. But that's what I was going to say. It's like, I don't know if the people around me are just like, they're enjoying the same things I am, or if they just want to see me smile. But I can look at any of them and say, you know, hey, we ran on time. And they'll be like, yeah, we did. You know, with a big smile, you know, like, so I miss that. There's some things, like nuance type things that I'm really missing right now. But I'm sure, are you missing the stage, man?
I am, man. That's my favorite part of the process is the stage. And so, so that's it's tough. It's tough not being able to do that. I'm working on some things now to try to get some of that feel. But I know it's not gonna be the same. But I don't know, man. I just got to learn how to adjust and at least for right now.
When shows return, I mean, I've already talked to some people, but I mean, there's people out there that think it's like the swift thing to do or the tricky thing to do is like be the first show back. I'm not with that at all. But you can count on me reaching out to you and me building some free shows and some shows that are going to benefit the people that were hurt by this, that we can actually, you know, when things get shaken down, you got to start with some good foundation. So
this is tough. I had just we just had a bunch of tour dates lined up, and I think I'm out like 2,600 because of these cancellations, and that did not feel good.
Yeah, we
feel that pain.
We were out on the road when all this hit with like, this was like our big like culmination of like planning and whatnot, and man, it was like a bad movie being in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and having a national emergency get declared and like all this, and I'm just like, like fucking. But so we talked about live performances. We're gonna go ahead and play. We have a little bit of footage from you performing Chaos from a show you did with us here recently. So we're gonna give everyone a little taste of your live performance now.
Dope.
All right.
And we appreciate everyone here that's hanging out with us. This is a Nice Enough Entertainment production. This is Jay Crum. You can follow him on all social media, streaming platforms. The album Black Sheep is an absolute classic. He's got all sorts of new music out. So give him a Google search and you'll find everything you need, guys. Here is Chaos, performed at the Lookout Lounge. Shout out to Lookout Lounge.
Shout out to Lookout Lounge.
The only punk hip hop bar in town.
Facts.
Lately I've been feeling like it's not enough. Please forgive me for prioritizing my endeavor. Ain't no feeding off my energy and doing better. I have to study all my bullet points like loaded weapons. It's Smith West and playing lessons in the desert job. Every minute getting killed just like Autobahn. The bottom line is when it's all about a boss. We go to top of life, we know we'll get a proper side. I gotta ride. Above the haters, all the competition. And I'm in the type you will not stop the institution.
Wallman Bros that shot this.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Wallman Bros.
I gotta answer the call real quick. I'm ready.
Okay.
I've been coming out some space. I think I lost my way. I just need to find my balance. Need to slow the things. Find the words to say. It's hard to get better. Been coming out some space. I think I lost my way. I just need to find my balance. In the midst of this chaos. Lately I ain't had no put a whole pedal. Wanna write a shot that I just wanna test my metal. On that tenor middle, you singing like a kettle. No spinning styles, giving hits and taking penicillin. Me a freak, I know you better. Meaning what you said aside, or just settled in. Getting quiet, see the silent on those sentences. Get them silent on the side until my settlement. Don't you lose your focus, keep it open with your bonus sense. I'm hitting crossroads, trying to pull the trigger. Tell me to keep the cadence, one take us off with a finger. Don't let them take you off this plan, cause you hear the tension. When I give it to the speakers, need to take the beats off. Devils in distractions, cause he gives you purpose. Get a cut up in the earth, and tackling all of its curses. And just figuring every straight line like you really know the cousin. Don't you ever forget my time, set your purpose. Yeah. I've been coming out to space.
Sheesh. What up, Danny O'Ryan? Oh.
All right. We got Jay Crum back
All right.
with us. He had to dip out for a second.
And what about
He reappears with a soda.
Perfect.
Man, I didn't get no soda. But so
That was
now
really
everyone's seen the live performance definitely matches everything else he's doing when it comes to
Diet Coke
rocking things in a
Lime.
big way. You know, we love Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry.
Oh, we don't even have one
Yes.
down here.
Oh,
That's our
man.
favorite. Diet
Damn.
Dr. Pepper Cherry is our favorite.
I just found at Hy-Vee, we just found this. It's a Diet Dr. Pepper and cream soda mix.
Ooh. I mean, we're gonna have to try.
We might have to try that one.
We like our diet
Yeah.
soda around here.
Yeah, we do for sure.
Yeah.
Man.
That's us two, and that combination was great.
And this,
Oh, yeah.
And this 30 seconds was for the 30 to 45-year-old female demographic. Because we're covering all of our bases out here.
Yeah.
All right,
What's
so
next, Straw?
so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do we have some questions from some fans. So we have them ready to be put on the screen here. So we'll put one at a time onto the screen and we'll let you answer. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm so aggressive.
So, here's question number 1 from Ben McFarland. This is what led you to bringing a band on stage with you, and how has that affected your music as you write and perform?
Sorry.
It's on the screen for you, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what led me to add a band? I just, I used to be part of this metal. This sounds crazy. This metal soul hip hop band,
Okay.
That sounds dope.
The music was terrible. It was really, really
no.
bad. But like, so I won't. Yeah, it was really bad. But like the performances were epic, bro. It was just like it was dope. And so like doing that, and then like just seeing, seeing like the Roots and seeing. I think there was like right around the time I wanted to bring a band on. I think I had seen a Kendrick Lamar performance with his band, and it was just like so crazy. And I was just like, bro, like I know I can do this, and I wanted to hear these songs with the live instrumentation. I've always been in love with that type of stuff. So, but yeah, so that's what kind of led to that, and just being like, I wanted to stand out,
Cool.
And so if that meant, me taking less money on a show, you know what I mean? Like, because we split.
Right.
So me taking less money on a show, but that means we get more shows, at least early on.
Right.
And let's do that. And so that's kind of what it is. I feel like it separated me from, what's the oversaturated.
What's interesting about that is that's usually somebody sees as like a fourth or a fifth step level up after you've done some other things. Like, eventually every MC's like, man, eventually I'm going to perform in front of a drummer. We all want to do that,
Yeah.
The fact you adapted early on, I think, was probably a huge boon for you and your stature and just learning how to MC a crowd and all of that. I'm sure it's, it takes a little more control than some people probably can even handle. So
yeah.
So we'll move on to the next question here. Good question, Ben. Shout out to you, bud.
Kovacs wants to bring up your community work, and he loves the positive impact that you've had on the city.
So I guess to phrase that into a question is, how would your community work tie into your music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't talk about it a lot, only because I don't know. I always feel weird being I always don't like it when it's like you see somebody like feeding homeless and then they just film themselves feeding homeless people and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So like I don't talk about it a lot, but one of the things that I do, I work with kids. So I work with like kids who are on probation and stuff like that. And so I'm pretty entrenched in that stuff. And because of that, I feel like that's why I make the music that I make, because I want that's who I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If that makes, like that's where my heart is, that's where my passion is towards. And so that's who I'm speaking to a lot. Mm-hmm. Wanting to give hope, wanting to see that, hey, here's somebody who went through the same things you did, who came from the same spot you came from, and that there is a way out. There's an alternative. And so for the kids that catch it, it makes it worth it. And so we do that. We try to, we try to provide as much as we can for people in need. So I think last November we gave out turkeys all the time, to as many people as we could. And I think it's important that like, this isn't about like becoming a celebrity. This isn't about any of like I said in kind of the beginning, that like I want to be able to make an impact. That's kind of what it's all about for me. So any way that I can do that, I want to be able to do that. So
I think your actions definitely surpass your words. I think you have a lot of humility about yourself. So you're always doing more than, even if you do bring it up, even if people do know that you are a pastor, that you're about your religion and whatnot. It's always a strong point, but it's not to deflect. I feel like you really stand tall with who you are as a person. And it's,
thank you.
As you know, me and you come from way different backgrounds when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like we miss a step on how to treat each other. And
right.
You have that crossover, obviously, to be able to reach a lot of audiences, man. So that's awesome. Yeah. We'll go with the next question.
All right, next question. Oh, again from Kovacs, something about out-of-town experiences, traveling with touring churches, and the effects of landing the Rapzilla freshman list.
Okay. Out-of-town experiences. Oh man. So you just want to know
I think maybe, I don't know if he just wants you to just talk a little bit about it, or
okay.
your experience with touring around with churches versus maybe touring with music.
Yeah, those two are drastically different. I don't tour churches anymore.
Okay.
Only because, well, there's a few different reasons, and not to like diss them, but they just weren't great as far as even business.
Okay.
Business choices for me weren't
Sure.
great. It just been bad. Just been very, very bad business.
Okay.
When it comes to churches, and
Fair
I
enough.
feel like, at least where I feel like my music is going, I feel like it's more things are more towards like bringing hope in places that maybe don't have it all the time.
Okay.
And so, but I can give you guys a story.
Okay.
I have a funny story. So there was one time I was booked for a church show in Atlanta, and so I had a manager at the time, and so like they sent over a contract and everything like that. So they signed the contract, and basically by the time it wasn't a big amount. I think like the guarantee was like maybe $500, like that covered travel, food, all that type of stuff. So we got like by the time we had like a rental car and everything like that, I was probably going to be walking away with like $140 by the time it was all done. Like I was going to be able to pocket that. So me and my wife, this is so stupid. Me and my wife get a rental car. We drive down to Atlanta, which is like 18 hours. We just got married, right? We're like maybe a month into our marriage. So we drive down there. We get our hotel, everything, and then we go to the show. So it's like a Christian Halloween concert. I didn't realize what it was. So it was like instead it was like Halloween, it was like Hallelujah Wing. It was weird.
Right.
So I go and I do this. I go and I rap. I do this performance. It's okay. I didn't bring the band. It's like it's just me. It's but it's whatever. It's fine. Sell a couple t-shirts. It gets to the point. We get to the end of the night, and so they basically bring me a bag. There's like a bag of candy, and there's like an envelope. I'm like, okay, the envelope probably has maybe like a thank you card and the money. Right. So like, I don't want to like be rude and like open it up in front of everybody. So like, so we go to the car at the end of the show, and I open it up, and of course you guessed it, there's like $77 in there. $77, and like $4 of those dollars are in quarters, fam.
Oh, no.
And I'm heated, but I'm pretty calm for being heated, like, because I don't want to, like, I just got married. I'm not trying to have like no crazy blow up in Atlanta in front of my wife. Like, I'm just trying to like chill.
Oh my God,
she turns up though, and she's like, "Oh hell no, man! We didn't find out what's going on."
Me.
So I had another friend who they brought in for the show. He was from Miami, so I called him and I was like, "Yo, like they skimmed us out on all our money. We had a contract, we had all that." And, he was like, "Yeah, man, we had the same thing. We didn't give a contract. We just asked for them to take care of us, and I don't know how we're gonna be able to get by with this." And I was just like, "Man," he's like, "But they took us out to Waffle House. We're at Waffle House." I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Which one?" He was like, "Yeah, it's just down the street. It's not that far."
Right.
So I was like, "All right, cool." So we drive to like the closest Waffle House. One of the things I didn't realize was that in Georgia, there's a Waffle House on every damn block. So we stopped at like 3 different Waffle Houses to try and find who was trying to find them.
Oh my gosh.
So we finally get to the third one. She's there with her husband. I go and I was like, I asked the husband to step outside. And so I tell him the situation. He had no idea that this all happened. He had no idea that like she signed a contract. He had no idea on the amount, any of that. So I showed him the contract. I showed him all the messages. I showed him everything. I said, I need you to run me the rest.
Right.
The rest of this. You know what I mean? Like at this point, we're taking a huge L by
Right.
coming down here with this. And so he grabs her and he's just like, hey, we need to make this right. So then he wrote me a check right there on the spot. But it was like,
good deal.
But that's like, there's enough stuff like that has happened. There was like, okay,
right.
I'm saying no to it. I'm gonna start saying no to it.
Right. I feel like I've been in similar situations too, man. It's good, like you're like a calm head prevails in that situation almost always.
Always.
And as being someone that's been like the promoter that also wears the security uniform, you know, I've seen people like really act dumb at the wrong times when you could gain a lot by being professional and cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's throwing a fit really has never helped anyone ever, I don't think.
No.
So,
for sure.
but calm, collected reasoning will sure as hell get like a point across, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
let's go ahead and go to the next question. Great story and great answer.
Yes, that was a really good story. For J. Crum, what song or songs have you created that has made the biggest impact so far in your career?
Wow. Okay. I think I have a few of them for different reasons. So I have, I think Mercy was one that really just like shined attention on me.
Yeah.
And so it shined attention on me, and I think it was, you know, it was a good song, and I think it was like people like, oh, okay, all right, who is this kid? I think then I came out with Monster.
Yep.
I think when I dropped Monster, it was like, oh, okay, like he can really rap.
Yeah.
And so I think that was one where it's like, okay, he can. Yeah, this is something here. Let's see. Placebos was big for me. That's probably currently my biggest song.
Okay.
And like we did a music video. It's only 1 minute long. It's just really me in a basement with like the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
But I talk about.
That's on your YouTube. Yeah, that's on your YouTube channel. Like, right, it plays automatically. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's
YouTube,
really dope.
And on Facebook, it's got like, oh man, I forgot how many. I think it's a little over 700,000 views.
That's what's up, man.
On Facebook, just because. So like that's like my biggest song.
That's
but
really cool.
like, I almost didn't put it out because like. It's super, super personal to me. It's one of my most revealing songs, but I talk a lot about my own wrestles with like my mental health and like thoughts of suicide, things I wrestle with, those things. And so like, but putting that out, like, bro, I've had people message me and be like, yo, like I heard this song and like, I honestly, like I relate to it. I feel like I wanted to kill myself. I don't want to kill myself anymore. I feel like I'm not alone anymore. And so,
that's what's up.
Like, yeah, so like that was like that's one that was like, I don't know, man. It was just like, it was dope because to see how like my own struggles and my own pain and my own trauma and my own stuff can
help
somebody. It's
yeah.
Like, so that was one, and then I think as far as like career impact. Made for this, that was because it had a bigger feature. No Big Deal.
Okay.
The rapper name was No Big Deal, but I think it was something where people were able to see that he can rap with, he can rap with some of the best, and so
right.
That was that was cool to see that happen. So I think if I had to pick all those songs, it would be those probably that have had the most. The biggest impact so far.
I like that because each one of them had their own little life to it and almost like little angle and you know, importance of where it came from origin wise, but also, you know, like the Placebo took off on Facebook, which created some buzz and gave you like the other platforms, you know, the wave kind of follows that. And then like Mercy, you know, that one's been, I mean, people have memories of you playing that live. You've been around that long, you know, so that's very cool. So we're going to go on to the next. Sorry, Kayla.
I was going to say, for me personally, I like to talk about the people's content that they have, like, it's like a library. And each song is kind of like, you know, it's its own story. So, like, it's really awesome that you can have, you know, everything that's super relatable to everybody. We'll move on. There we go. Let's see. Junior wants to know: do you play other instruments? And that you guys talked about how you drum during the drip tape.
What?
He said he thought maybe you mentioned that you like
you...
drumming or that maybe no. So maybe he just misunderstood because you play in front of a drummer, which that happens. So
yeah, no. Either that or you might have me mixed up with somebody, but no.
Do you play any instruments? No. I think.
No, I don't play. I produce.
Yeah. Okay. That's an instrument.
Yeah, I produce, but that's like so. But like that's more like messing around on the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Now I want to if you put a piano in front of me, I'm not gonna be able to.
Right. You got me with hot cross bunzo, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Hot cross.
I'm not gonna be able to do any serenade you or anything like that. But
Twinkle Twinkle, come on.
I produce, so
okay.
Like I like chopping up samples. I like doing stuff like that. So if you check out like Napalm, I produced Napalm. My newest song, The End, I produced that one. Okay. Little Bird, I produced that one. And then I have a bunch ones that are coming up that like all these next ones I came out with are all self-produced. So I've just gotten really, really into doing more of my own production and everything. So
very cool.
We have a question from the live stream. Marquise's dad would like to know what the inspiration is for writing Little Bird.
Yeah. So, that's another. I probably should have mentioned that one. That's another song that I think this is probably more of a personal thing for me as far as like impact. It had more personal impact for me because it was like a lot of freedom that I feel like when I wrote that song. Mm-hmm. It stemmed from a lot of church hurt and church control. Okay. I just had like some leaders in my life that like took advantage of me, took advantage of my gift. I was in a situation, I kind of mentioned that band before, but like I had some things that I wanted to do personally that I wanted to kind of go off and do, and basically they're telling me like you shouldn't do that, you need to stay here and work on this music. And it was just like I paid for a lot of things, and I think we got by a lot on like my connections. And I don't know, man. It was just I was taking advantage of a lot and kind of controlled, and so I was afraid to say no to a lot of things. And so I think sometimes people use their leadership to take advantage. And so Little Bird was all about like, man, you were made to fly. You were made like so. Whatever your gift is, like anybody that's in your life that's like telling you like your gift is too small, or anybody in your life that's like trying to stifle your gift, or anybody in your life that's like wants to keep you in a cage and just like control what you do with your gift, kind of like I said, like Little Bird, you know.
Right.
So,
right.
Like anybody who like tries to do that, you gotta get away from.
Right.
For sure.
Because like you're made for greatness, and so like anybody who tries to stifle that greatness, you know, doesn't deserve you. So
right.
that's the inspiration for that.
I've seen leaders even like, especially when it comes to like music and stuff with labels, or you know, people that call themselves labels. A lot of the times that the people that behind them, they're like I almost call it like they're collectors. You know what I mean?
Bro. He said people that call themselves labels.
Right. Well, you know what but like I feel like they like it's like they take the people they're either like intimidated by, or the people that you know, they don't understand the things they don't understand, and like they make them their little bird. They put them in little cages, and they feel a lot more comfortable under their control. And that's something I'm actually I've always been ultra aware of, because I've always been self-deprecating, but at the same time, like I'm very I really don't think I'm like a great MC, and I've never put the time and skill into becoming one. So that's not me being humble. So when I say that I'm around giants and I'm around, you know, that it's because I'm around people that could do this without me, and that's crucial to me. Not because I want you to do the work for me, but I never want it to be to where I'm stifling your growth in order for my stature, you know. So
well, I think that's dope with what you do, because it's a thing where it's like, okay, what's your dream? all right, that's your dream. Like, how can I help you get there?
Right.
It's never about, all right, this is nice enough. This is what we're doing nice enough. So if you want to help me grow nice enough, this is how it's about nice enough trying to grow them. Right. And so I was in a situation where it was like, you need to help build this church. You need to help build a thing. You need to help, our brand is this. This is what you need to help build. And I'm like, dog, like I have a dream, and like, like you guys don't need my, you know what I mean? It was like, you guys don't need my help to grow whatever you guys are doing. I came here because like, I needed to be encouraged. I needed that. And so, but instead it was like making me bold, trying to mold me, make me be what you want. So, yeah.
All right, we're going to go on to the next question here.
All right, next question is Nipsey Hussle, Jay-Z, Kendrick. You have to toss one, keep one on repeat, and one you have to skip through.
So you got, I don't know if you understand the question. Nipsey Hussle, Jay-Z, or Kendrick, you have to toss one, you got to keep one on repeat, and one you have to skip. So who are you getting rid of out of the three first between Nipsey, Jay-Z, and Kendrick?
Jeez, bro. I know this. I mean, this sounds bad, but if I had to pick between those three, I would probably get rid of Nipsey.
Okay.
I love Nipsey, and rest in peace, Nipsey. But we're talking music. Yeah, music. If I have to choose one, I would have to get him out of there.
Right.
One on repeat, Kendrick, and then Jay-Z. I think if it's skipped through, that means just grazing his songs. I think it would be Jay-Z.
Yeah. All right. Good answer.
That's a good question and good answer.
All right. Yeah. And our final question. Oh, geez. Strawstone, I don't like to get into politics, but Backstreet Boys are in sync.
Who's this guy?
Wise guy over here.
That's funny.
I'm going to guess Backstreet Boys.
Oh, he wants an answer.
I mean...
Bro, come on, man. It's in sync, bro.
Man, I knew it. God.
They got more hits, man.
They do. I like that the Backstreet Boys have that like super ultra old guy in the background, like someone's uncle. Like
yeah. NSYNC has one too, though. They have one too. What's the dude's name? I don't know. He's like super fat now. I can't remember his name. Joey has super fat uncle guy.
man, America's weird. Like that time period in life, man. It was like age 10 to 45 was totally down with 5 dudes like gyrating and like singing at the same time.
It was weird.
I'm definitely bringing boy bands back.
Here's how you know the level of like arrogance brewed in him was when Justin tried to rock the cornrows. I was like, you have the audacity.
Yeah, the audacity.
You have the audacity to put some cornrows in your head. And that's when you know there's like, we gotta stop this man.
Right.
We gotta stop.
See, the internet wasn't quite as like well formed and ready to attack at that time. So he was just counting on the people around him. Somebody failed him massively.
That was the first time I ever seen anybody on the internet like get canceled. He was the
first.
He was the first. I was like, they are not feeling this cornrows, Justin.
Yeah, get better friends, Justin. I don't know how that happened for sure. But so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play the video for is it in not
the new one?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, we're gonna play the video for Once Upon a Time.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that before we play it?
Yeah. So Once Upon a Time. So one of the cool things is we've been dropping visuals every. It's like a song visual behind the scenes, and so with each of these videos, I've been able to kind of highlight times in my life where things were really, really tough for me. So like for Once Upon a Time, it's all about like the times that I've been down bad and how I've been able to overcome those things and being grateful for the people that have got me through it and being able to stand on my own 2 feet now. And but it was a time where I was like near homeless, bro. I had like a little air mattress on the floor. Like I had just nothing I could. It was really, really bad. And so I there's some scenes of kind of displaying those things in there.
Right.
But So I made this with my friend Cam, who's from Virginia. I flew him down and we shot the music video with the Wallman Bros. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
One of my favorite ones you've done. We watched it a couple times in pre-production, and man, you have so many different angles to your style. And seeing you with a feature of someone that I've never like heard him before, I think this is a really good look for you, man. It's something that it'll grow with you as things go on. So go ahead and play that, Kayla.
All right, without further ado.
Without further ado.
Time I was down bad, and I got everything I had, then I bounced back. Now I'm pushing with my squad with them songs that get up people free, don't know what y'all know about. Man, I heard little buddy won't smoke, won't catch me off balance, hold on my talents, don't interrupt my toast. Take a sick with a gladness, sit in my palace, keeping my circle close. My brothers be bout it, put it in mileage, grind till they reach their goals. My sister be riding, put it with grinding, down to the highs and lows. You can never buy my soul. They was walking blind, I know, on a tightrope with a blindfold, with a nice coat, when the dice roll, ain't gonna like them odds. No little buddy ain't gang, no little buddy ain't squad. No, with a little cut off the name, and around when taking the loss. Me and the team clipped up like a seatbelt. Wanna talk beef, don't reply like an email. Flee from the feet, know what we gonna prevail. Need no returns, no receipts for the retail. Give me the truth, give me the details. I got a juice, can't stop her, no derail.
Shout out to Ralston High School.
All these demons, they scheming, don't need them, we rebel. Your rappers is Jilly, I know we just started, but wanted to repeat with random regardless. The hated your retweet, a goon on my
that's where I went to school.
I run with the starters, your rappers is Jilly, I know we just started, but wanted to repeat with random regardless. The hating your retweet, a goon on my title, no worry is needed. Once upon a time, I was down bad, gave my God everything I had, then I bounced back. Now I'm posted with my squad, with them sounds that give the people freedom, now we draw, know about that. Once upon a time, I was down bad, gave my God everything I had, then I bounced back. Now I'm posted with my squad, with them sounds that give the people freedom, now we draw, know about that. Moment of silence to malice, I'm the mad hatter. Cut you out like Judith, you see my family matters. To anybody embodying problems, probably should panic and planning. I'm posing a threat to my squadron. Rest in peace to my enemies. Past, present, and future. Back to back with Marty McFly. I read the future. Once upon a time, I ain't know who I was. Not familiar. Give me a chance to explain the above. When I was young, I saw life through a satellite. A once narrow mind, now broadening as I write. Statements on pages, I pen and praying you feel empowered. Been refined in fire, scorching like water in hot showers.
Cam is nice.
Once upon a time, I thought confident and arrogant, but ever since I learned the difference, feeling like an arrogant. Yes, I'm a prince, fresh out the dungeon of life's bondages. Found healing in my wounds, never covered them with bandages. Once upon a time, I was down bad, gave my God everything I had, then I bounced back. Now I'm posted with my squad, with them sounds that give the people freedom, now we draw, know about that. Once upon a time, I was down bad, gave my God everything I had, then I bounced back. Now I'm posted with my squad, with them sounds that give the people freedom, now we draw, know about that.
Hey. That was super dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was bopping to that, for sure.
So we're still here with J. Crum. We're going to kind of wind things down a little bit. I feel like we've gotten like a real nice deep dive, man.
I do too. This is fun.
So I think what I'm going to do now is kind of hand it off to Kayla. She's got a couple questions for you.
Okay, so I just have a couple of questions. If J. Crum was a superhero in a comic book, what would your superpower be?
Oh man, I always liked the teleportation power. So like,
okay, yeah.
So like, even though like the movie was really terrible, like the whole jumper premise I thought was super dope.
Yeah, no, that's super awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next question. Do you have like a mantra or anything that you use to like pump yourself up before a show, or even like every day? Like some people, need to tell themselves, something in order to have like a successful day or to set the mood for a good day. Do you relate or have anything that you need to tell yourself?
Yeah, I think it's more just keeping the mission in the forefront. Like that's for me, it's about making impact. So
cool.
The question I usually ask, how can I make an impact in this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
In conversation, so like even leading into a conversation, how can I leave an impact? I know even sometimes I'm talking to Straw, it's like I'm like because we usually get to the point where he ends up starting to he always ends up in a rant somehow.
This is true.
I think sometimes it's because I know what it's like to be the person people look to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes you gotta hold some things in,
right?
And so anytime I can get them to be like, "Hey man, just let it out," because I just know what it's like to have that pressure just sit on you like that.
For sure.
And that's real.
Yeah, so it's always about trying to, how can I make an impact in each moment.
And you do. I think that that's always been something like unspoken between us. We've started to laugh about it recently, but the way it would always go, and like Kayla I think knows this too, but for the audience it would always be, we'd be at the same show and it'd be always a simple hi, and we're always busy and we always got people around us, but between 5 and 10 minutes later, if we catch each other, it's like he just gives me that look, like go ahead, and I do. I'm like, all right, so this, I know, and it's been like 6 months, so I'm like all over the place, and he's just like, all right, like, and it's every time I tell him, like, I'm like, all right, next time we're gonna actually talk about things, you're gonna get to say something next time, like, so I appreciate you being that for me, and I mean, I guess that goes back to like, leadership, recognize leadership, real, recognize real. And I mean, that means a lot to me that you've been that, kind of like one of those people I can definitely talk to. So.
Yeah, man. Likewise, bro.
And then my last question is, how do you like to write? Are you good old fashioned pen and paper? Do you write on your phone? Do you like to write on a computer?
Ghostwriter.
Ghostwriter.
My wife writes all my stuff.
I do it. Shout out to Jessica.
Just kidding.
I write on my phone.
Cool.
I wanted to be super hipster and be like, the old school pen and paper. No, I write on my phone. Just writing my notes app.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, or sometimes more recently though, I've been like, because I have like my studio in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, so I'll sometimes I won't even write it down. I'll just go line by line and see how things work.
Yeah.
And then like when I find a good sequence of whatever bars that I like, then I'll go back through and like smooth them out and everything like that. But
that's what's up. I like that.
Are you like a 16 in a session type of guy? Are you somebody that kind of mulls things over and lets it grow and chew on it a little while?
So my process is like I'll usually do a verse and a hook.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do the second verse. I won't do the bridge. I'll do the verse and the hook, and I'll sit with it for maybe a day, send it out to people. Just be like, yo, like people I trust, be like, yo, do you think I should keep this going? You rocking with this? What should I change? You like to be, stuff like that. Right. And then once I get a good feel of how people are feeling and what they think and everything, I'll finish it out, or I'll change it, or I'll just scrap it. So just depends.
All right.
Well, I mean, that's what we have for this.
Yeah, I think that's all.
It took 2 times to get it right, but
yeah.
It was a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yes, this is a really good
I feel like I know you a little better, and I feel like obviously the audience should know you a little better too. So
this is dope. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So what made you want to step into this role, as far as like with Nice Enough and to make the shift and do this?
As far as of right now with the streaming, or to step into the role of doing the shows in general before Corona, or
No. I mean like the role of Night, like you being the you know like the I guess I don't know, like the CEO of Nice, like to create this thing.
I'll give the short of it as I love the Lookout Lounge. I always have. I started as a door guy. I watched, and as being an artist that had, I've driven hours to, in a car full of people to go perform to that same car full of people. I've been at places to where I carry the same merch in that I carry out at the end of the night. I had frustrating experiences as an artist. I enjoyed being Strawstone and being part of Dab Squad and doing all the cool shit I got to do. But like overall, it was really unsatisfying, and I never understood why the people that were making decisions really. So when I had a chance and I seen what Aorta was doing and they had no hip hop, I'm like, whoa. If they can get people out to shows, we have the talent in Omaha. Maybe it's a structure thing because the shows were on time. Nick was kind of like even a little bit of a dickhead, but like it like created like a structure for a scene, and they were dealing with even more people. You're dealing with bands, so 5 people per bands plus their girlfriends and everything else. And so if you can do it with that, I just seen a little potential. So I decided to hit him up about being Aorta hip hop. Which, I wanted, my whole thought was put the people I love like out on this map, to think bigger than Omaha for once, which, we've always, we did at times we would venture out, but it was never like really looking at things past Omaha as a whole on a consistent basis. So, the first thing I thought of, and the reason that it became, rather than just me being like, oh, Nick, let me just go perform in these cities and do it for myself, I thought of me having success right away, and I'm like, the last thing I want is 75 Strawstone performances. So I started. That's how I started managing artists. That's how I got Jay and Travis and Millie at first, because I needed someone to like fill that role of okay, I'm gonna build these shows, but I need someone to like help me push it and be like the talent, because I never felt like I was that I put that time into being like the lead MC. That was never my role, and it wasn't going to be. So to kind of tie it up together, so it don't go too long, because I could talk about my company forever, but that it went well. We had great shows. We showed that doing things the right way, being consistent matters. I talked to talented people who were frustrated, and you wouldn't believe how many people I looked at and I said, okay, cool, that didn't work. Have you tried not being a dickhead? Have you tried have you tried keeping in those lanes of decency to where, okay, you did this right, you did do that right, you did treat them right, and then you took a sharp left and you went off a cliff, my man, So I felt like I could be that, like, the old guy around everyone, to be like, okay, like, stay in those lanes, do, create and treat each other decent. And Nice Enough just became a thing because I felt like Aorta hip hop really had a big life, and it was cool, but it wasn't my own. So I want, in order to keep growing the dream that I had and that we all had together, we became Nice Enough Entertainment. And I mean, I'm still trying to figure out where I fit in, and that's why I asked if you meant like pre-corona, because it does matter, and well, things are different. I
think, but I think, and I said this a little earlier in a comment to you, but like, I think the fact that you're not afraid to try new things, you're not afraid to start over, and like, I think people get so attached to their method and so attached to their thing where like they don't know when it's time to try to adjust, or they don't know when it's time to grow, or they don't know when it's time to switch things up. Right. And so I think the fact that you're doing this is like, you don't owe anybody like whatever. You don't owe a critic an explanation, because like you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like you're trying something, whether you did it and you failed or whatever, you tried it. Which is more than what most people can say.
I appreciate that.
It was dope. Nice. But as far as you being like, even like what you said, like before even all this stuff happened, you were about that. I remember one time I was going a little hard on people. I was joking around a lot about people who were trying to do pay to play, and like I was telling a lot of jokes, and like was getting a lot of people riled up.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, hey man, you might want to chill out.
What's it like to get Strawstone telling you to chill out? Like,
I was like, yo, I really need to chill, man. I was like, what is this dude talking about? And then I looked back on it, and I was like, yeah, I probably heard, like, while what I was saying wasn't wrong, it was like how I was saying it was like,
right.
Could make a person feel away. So,
and I got to be careful with that too, because I feel the same way you feel about pay to play and about some certain things, and I can clown on it all day. But what makes us passionate about it is because of how predatory it is, and what makes it predatory is how attached and how tricked some people, good people, really get by it. That's why it pisses me off so bad. But it makes it a landfill though, because I know you've seen it. Where you think you have a good conversation with someone and they get like the right vibe, and then you see them off doing something they shouldn't do.
Man.
Off playing with matches and shit, like, man.
Right.
But man, we got lots of love for you.
Yes, we do.
I highly encourage everyone, go and subscribe to his YouTube, get on all of the platforms, Spotify, favorite all the things. We've given you a good example of what that man's about.
Patreon, and also if you guys noticed the slideshow that's been going at the top of the screen, that's some artwork that he has done, and so if you guys need work done, hit
open
up
for
Crum.
business, I assume, right?
Right.
Yeah. Right now, I doing graphics. I'm doing a feature sale. So I'm working with any budget, and then a lot more music coming.
All right, dope.
Music videos. Another music video this week. I'm dropping I'll just say it here, I'm dropping like a surprise EP next Friday. So, but I went down to Atlanta, and then like everything closed down. So I was with my friend, and we just like went to the studio and then made 4 songs. So we got 4 songs dropping next Friday.
Awesome.
EP's called Might As Well. So
that's dope.
Well, we look forward to playing some of that on our show. We hope to have you on again.
Yes.
Man, I can't wait to see you on a stage again, my dude. It's going to happen, right? I mean, so we're going to stay positive. Just tell me what I want to hear.
we should be all right.
Also, what we like to say every time is make sure you're checking on your homies, your Grammies, your Grampies.
Check
treat
on your
people
strong
decent.
friends.
We even, that aunt that's always posting all that dumb shit on Facebook group. She's probably in like that quarantine beer chug group. Check on her too.
She's real thirsty. Check on them.
Check on all them. Check on the people you think are strong. So
All right.
Everyone's going through a lot right now. We appreciate you tuning in and letting us entertain you. We appreciate and respect your support.
Yes, thank you.
If everyone can slap some heart reacts one more time for our guy J Crum, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you again soon, man.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Out.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no doubt.